So, here we are, fresh off the ark, the rainbow still gleaming in the sky. And humanity gets a second shot after the flood. Fast forward a few generations. And now, we're zooming in on this guy named Abram. He's not exactly the hero you'd expect. God taps him on the shoulder and says, "Leave everything. Your country, your people, your father's house. I'm going to make you a great nation." And just like that, boom, Abram packs up. No GPS, no 5-year plan, just raw obedience and a promise from heaven. So far, so good. But guess who tags along? Lot. His nephew. Now, maybe Abram thought, well, family's family. But let's be real, we don't recall God saying, "Take Lot with you." Nope. That part, that's all Abram. And if you know anything about how that turns out, whew, that's a story for another time. Let's just say Lot's presence adds more drama than Abram could have imagined. Stay tuned, we'll come back to that later. But for now, let's get back to this road trip of faith that suddenly takes a sharp left turn. A famine hits the land. And what does Abram do? Heads to Egypt. Hold up, did God say, "Go to Egypt"? Nope. This is where faith starts slipping and fear grabs the wheel. And Abram, he goes full self-preservation mode. As he's about to enter Egypt, he looks at his wife Sarai, who by the way is stunning, and says, "Listen, babe, when these people see how fine you are, they're gonna kill me just to get to you. So do me a favor, tell them you're my sister." Dude. Really? Let's rewind. God promised to bless and protect him. God said, "I've got you." But the moment things get dicey, Abram panics. He lies. Sarai, faithful, obedient Sarai, is taken into Pharaoh's palace. Meanwhile, Abram's out here collecting donkeys, silver, gold, and flocks like it's Black Friday. But behind all the shiny stuff, a lie. And it's Sarai paying the price. Now, before we go any further, let's clear something up. Abram's story isn't just a lie, it's a half-truth. Because technically, Sarai was his half-sister, same father, different mothers, Genesis 20:12. So, was it a lie? Let's keep it real. Yes, even if it was technically true, it was intentionally misleading. He didn't say it to honor God. He said it to save himself. And that hits home, doesn't it? How many times have we used just enough truth to keep ourselves safe? To avoid consequences, to protect our image, to control the narrative? We tell part of the truth, but twist it just enough to dodge the discomfort. We call it wisdom, or strategy, or being careful. But at its core, it's fear dressed up in religious language. So yeah, half-truths still count when your goal is deception. That should have been the end of that mistake. But oh no, he does it again in Genesis 20 with King Abimelech. "She's my sister." Bro, seriously? How does someone mess up the same way twice? But before we come down too hard on Abram, let me ask you something. How many times have you done the same thing? God gives you a promise, a calling, a direction. You're excited until life hits. Things don't go as planned. You get scared. You take control. And just like that, you're lying, hiding, covering, trying to save your skin, trying to make things work your way, because God's way feels too risky. Sound familiar? Here's what's wild. God doesn't cancel Abram, even after the lies, even after dragging Lot along, even after the Egypt detour. God steps in. He protects Sarai. He gets Abram back on track. And he still keeps his promise. Why? Because God's faithfulness isn't based on our perfection. It's based on his character. So next time you're tempted to lie, detour, or manipulate to protect yourself, pause. Remember Abram's messy journey and God's unwavering mercy. What about you? When has fear caused you to forget what God promised? When have you tried to fix things yourself, only to end up in your own version of Egypt? Let's be real about it. And oh, don't worry. We'll get to Lot and his chaos in an upcoming episode. Because sometimes the people we bring along weren't called in the first place.